Hey, welcome to the study on the midnight hour. Today it's session number 9, the Midnight Challenge. You see, at midnight, a man had some neighbours, had some visitors come, and he didn't have any food. So he goes to a friend and he knocks on his door and he says, "My friend, open up, I need bread." Now what's his friend going to do? Is his friend going to say to him, "Look, go home, it's midnight, come back tomorrow morning"? But this man was so determined. He needed an answer to the need that was in his life. And we read about this in Luke chapter 11, verses 5 to 8. Seeking bread at midnight. "Which of you shall have a friend and go to him at midnight and say to him, 'Friend, lend me 3 loaves. He will not rise and give to him because he is his friend. Yet because of his persistence,'" this is talking about prayer, how we come before God and how we come and we ask and we seek and we knock, and God's going to provide the answer. We will not give up. We will continue to pray until we see the answer. Because of his persistence, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. There is going to be a time when there's going to be a famine of the hearing of the word of God, like it says in Amos 8 and verse 11. So we need to seek the bread now, fill ourselves up with the word of God, because there's no rest at midnight. And in Isaiah 62, 1 to 7, the prophet was praying. He said, "For Zion's sake, I will not hold my peace. And for Jerusalem's sake, I will not rest until her righteousness goes forth as brightness and her salvation as a lamp that burns, and give God no rest." So here the prophet, he wasn't going to rest. He was going to pray until God restored the glory. And he said, don't give God any rest. And God was wanting us to have this sort of determination in the midnight hour, that we'll press in and get the victory. You see, radical prayer and worship can change history. And in Acts chapter 16, 25 to 26, we see how Paul and Silas were in prison. And here they are, bound up. But they're involved in radical prayer and worship, and they're singing and praising God. And at midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. Immediately all the doors were open and everyone's chains were loose. There is freedom, there is liberty at midnight when we begin to pray and to worship and we see the power of God coming down upon us. We're going to see a great revival and revelation of the power of God in the midnight hour. So what are you facing today? Is everything going against you? Is the darkness pressing in against you? God has the answer. At midnight, he will provide you his bread, his word, the answer to what you need to know. He will set you free. He might even send an earthquake. He's going to bring revival. Prisoners are going to get saved and restored, and we're going to see a mighty move of God. So trust him in the midnight hour.